I am a huge nerd with an English literature and a library science degree. So writing a Wuthering Heights retelling, I had to put a lot of Easter eggs in there, like to keep myself amused, honestly. So the really obvious ones are the character names. Obviously, Katerina Shaw is Catherine Earnshaw. Heath Rocha is Heathcliff, and Rocha is actually a Portuguese surname that in Portuguese, that word means like rock or cliff. So his name is literally Heathcliff, which is very silly, but made me happy. And then there's the Lintons, Isabella and Edgar Linton are Bella and Garrett Lynn in my version. And then for some of the other names, I had even more fun. So there's Ellis Dean is my Nellie Dean character, and then Ellis that was Emily Bronte's male pen name that she published under originally. So that one's like a double Easter egg. So the other Bronte sisters had male pen names too. So Charlotte's was Currer Bell and Anne's was Acton Bell. So those names show up too in some of the characters who are in the documentary. I had to sneak those in there. One of my favorite little Easter eggs, which is a little bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't read the book, maybe don't listen to this part, but Francesca Gaskell is a minor character in the book, and I named her after, so Catherine's brother's wife is named Frances, so that's her first name, and then her last name is after Elizabeth Gaskell, who was a biographer of Charlotte Bronte and said some not so nice things about Emily Bronte. So giving her last name to this character is my little petty literary revenge. And then there are some Easter eggs in the place names too. There's obviously Wuthering Heights in the book becomes the Heights in Illinois, which is a fictional suburb on the North Shore, north of Chicago. I sort of based it on the area of near like Fort Sheridan, and there's a lot of cool nature preserves up there where I would go during the pandemic. In LA, I made up a fictional neighborhood called The Grange, which is my version of Thrush Cross Grange, which is the Linton estate in Wuthering Heights. And I also based The Grange on, there's this wild neighborhood in LA called Hayden Tract that's full of weird modern architecture. I actually got to visit there when I was researching the book, and so that was a lot of fun. There's also some musical Easter eggs. Kat and Garrett skate to Sade's song Haunt Me, which is a reference to Haunt Me Then, the most romantic and messed up quote in all of literature. And then I thought it would be a little on the nose to have Kate Bush's Wuthering Heights actually mentioned in the book, although I did think about it. And instead I used her song Under Ice, which is from her album Hounds of Love. So I had to get a little Kate Bush in there. But probably the best thing about like this whole favorites journey, like one of the kind of full circle moments was when I went to visit my UK publisher. They actually took me to the Brontë Parsonage Museum. It was a day that it was closed, so we got a private tour. We got to go behind the velvet ropes and see like the table the sisters wrote at and the couch where Emily died supposedly, and all the pictures of me from that day, I'm like very clearly holding back tears. So it was really fun to see all that and to meet the people at the museum who are like just as nerdy about this stuff as I am.